theater of the absurd. That's a term, that's a label that was popularized by a literary critic, Martin Esslin. Martin Esslin actually wrote a book which title is Theater of the Absurd. And he thought that in modern age, a new form of drama has emerged that is called theater of the absurd. That was very influential thesis that claimed that in literature there is on one side a tradition of foolish literature, meaningless literature that can which roots can be traced in nursery rhymes. तो नर्सरी राइम्स में ऐसी बहुत सारी साउंड्स हैं जिनके कोई मीनिंग नहीं है, तो वो लिटरेचर का पार्ट नहीं है। तो उन एक वो फाउंडेशन है जो आज ग्रो करके थिएटर ऑफ द एब्सर्ड में ट्रांसफॉर्म या ट्रांसम्यूट हुआ। सेकंड, देयर इज अ ट्रेडिशन which is called quest for meaning, and that quest for meaning meets with a failure. And in modern times there is a philosophy, the philosophy of existentialism. Existentialist philosophy portrays the existential crisis or enigma of existence, or the conflict of existence and the purpose of existence. यहाँ पाल साथ एक एग्जिस्टेंशलिस्ट फिलोसफर है, उसका एक फेमस कोट है, द एसेंस एग्जिस्टेंस प्रीसीड्स द एसेंस। एसेंस का मतलब हम समझे कि मकसद, मीनिंग, जिसमें वो कह रहा है कि एग्जिस्टेंस प्रीसीड्स द एसेंस, कि इंसानी जिंदगी का वजूद उसके मकसद से पहले आ जाता है, यानी जिंदगी पहले आती है, मकसद बाद में तय किया जाता है। हम अपनी लाइफ में बहुत सारी चीजों का पहले मकसद तय करते हैं और उसके बाद उनको बनाते हैं या उनको हासिल करते हैं। तो एग्जिस्टेंस प्रीसीड्स एसेंस उसको रिवर्स करता है, और ये एक एग्जिस्टेंशलिस्ट आइडिया था, जिसका मतलब ये था कि लाइफ में कोई शायद पर्पस नहीं है। अगर पर्पस नहीं है, शायद का मतलब इसलिए कह रहा हूं क्योंकि वो खुद भी इस मामले में कोई फाइनल बात नहीं कर सकते थे। हाँ, उन्होंने ऐसा एविडेंस बहुत कलेक्ट किया जिससे ये लगा कि कोई पर्पस नहीं है, लेकिन लाइफ को पर्पस की जरूरत है, लिहाजा इंसान ही इस पर्पस को देने का जिम्मेदार है। तो existentialists tried to give meaning to life through choice. एग्जिस्टेंशलिस्ट फलसफे के मुताबिक इंसान जो है अपनी जिंदगी अपने हाथों में ले सकता है अगर वो उनका ख्याल था कि इंसान की जिंदगी में जो जितने भी दुख परेशानियां हैं उसकी बुनियादी वजह इंसान का अपनी जिम्मेदारियों से फरार है। इंसान जो है वो उसे आजादी मिली हुई है, लेकिन वो कहता है नहीं जी मेरे पास कोई आजादी नहीं, मैं किस्मत का मारा हूं, मैं फला हूं, मैं फला हूं। क्योंकि वो जानता है कि जैसे वो कहेगा कि मेरे पास आजादी है, तो उसे करना क्या पड़ेगा, कुछ चूज करना पड़ेगा, यानी कि कहने के लिए और करने के लिए, और उस चॉइस के साथ ही उसके ऊपर जो उस चॉइस के कॉन्सिक्वेंसेस है उनकी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी आ जाए। Existentialist philosophy claims that freedom and responsibility they are reciprocal, यानी दोनों एक दूसरे के रेसिप्रोकल हैं। फ्रीडम से लाजमी जो है वो रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी आती है। तो इंसान इसके लिए एस्केप के तौर पर ये करता है कि दूसरों पे, किस्मत पे, गॉड पे, सुपरनेचुरल वर्ल्ड पे डाल देता है। ह्यूमन वर्ल्ड में वो अपना जो किया धरा है वो अपने वालिदैन पे डालता है कि ये मुझे इस दुनिया में लेके आए, इनका ही सारा कसूर है, या ये मुझे अगर ये कुछ देते तो मैं देखो फिर क्या करके दिखाता। इंसान जो है अपनी खामियों का जिम्मेदार सिस्टम को ठहरा देता है, या अपने पार्टनर्स को ठहराता है। तो ये सारी चीजें क्या थी कि वो जिस वक्त मौका होता है चूज करने का वो चूज नहीं करता, और उसका जो चूज इसलिए नहीं करता कि ही इज अफ्रेड ऑफ रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी। He lives in state of indecision, and because of that state of indecision or inertia, he experiences existentialist angst. According to existentialist philosophers, solution is man should choose, man should act according to choice, and man should accept responsibility. तो एग्जिस्टेंशियलिस्ट ड्रामा भी लिखा गया, जैसा कि खुद यहाँ पाल साथ का फेमस ड्रामा है नो एग्जिट, दैट इज एन एग्जांपल ऑफ एग्जिस्टेंशियलिस्ट ड्रामा। बट absurdists who were in many ways existentialist, but a minor difference is existentialists believe that man can and man should give meaning to his meaningless life. Absurdists believe that man cannot give meaning to his life. Absurdism is not an established philosophy. It is a vague idea. You can say a corrupt form of existentialism. But it got much popularity through a form of drama, particularly drama of Ibsen, Ionesco, Pinter, and also through novels of Albert Camus. These dramatists are not only the dramatists of theater of the absurd. That is just one label for them. We can read their drama and we can find out a great wonders. For example, intertextual features, that is a feature of postmodernism, that is to its peak in drama of Samuel Beckett, in the drama of Eugene Ionesco, drama of Harold Pinter, and drama of Jan Jenny. Martin Esslin labeled them as absurd dramatists in his book, The Theater of the Absurd, and that label is used a lot. Existentialist philosophy of writers such as Jean-Paul Sartre, which posited the individual as source of all value, यानी जो एग्जिस्टेंशियलिस्ट फिलॉसफी थी उसमें समझा गया था कि वैल्यू का असल सोर्स इंसान है, और इंसान जो है वो उसको जो है वो इन्वेंट कर सकता है रियलिटीज को। A vision of the world as essentially meaningless, people with helpless but selfish characters with no particular sense of identity was not new. You can say meaninglessness of life was also shown in poetry of T.S. Eliot, I mean The Wasteland, the protest poetry of anti-war poets like Wilfred Owen. Even before that, in Matthew Arnold's Victorian poem Dover Beach, Beckett's characters inhabit these empty wastelands, and no one of Pinter's plays has the title of this phrase "No Man's Land." तो कह सकते हैं कि नो मैन्स लैंड या वेस्ट लैंड जो है वो इन ड्रामा की एक फीचर है, मीनिंगलेसनेस इनकी फीचर है, फ्यूटिलिटी ऑफ लाइफ इनकी एक फीचर है, फ्यूटिलिटी ऑफ ह्यूमन एक्टिविटी इसकी फीचर है, एज दे रेफर टू मिथ ऑफ सिसिफस। myth of Sisyphus is there is a man who is carrying a stone and he is rising upward on a slope. The higher he goes, the more difficult it becomes to go upward. Definitely a point will come when he will fall down and he will quickly go to the bottom. So that is a Greek mythology, Greek myth that helps to describe human condition in this universe. Theater of the absurd evokes that myth, and we see that human activities are meaningless in this way. Beckett's character always finds something to give us the impression we exist, as Waiting for Godot, that was first written in French and later on it was translated into English. Waiting is the state that is a unique state of human life that can be even a label for the whole human life. हम सब जानते हैं कि वेटिंग एक ऐसी कैफियत है जिसमें इंसान कोई काम कोई और काम कर रहा होता है. मिसाल के तौर पर जब आप किसी से कहते हैं कि भाई क्या कर रहे हो, वो कहते हैं कि मैं लिख रहा हूं, तो ही इज राइटिंग. तो एक्टिविटी क्या है? राइटिंग है, और उसका लेबल भी राइटिंग. अगर कोई कहता है कि मैं जी लिसनिंग म्यूजिक, तो एक्टिविटी लिसनिंग म्यूजिक है और लेबल भी वही है. लेकिन जब कोई कहता है मैं वेट कर रहा हूं, तो वेट के दौरान क्या कर रहा होता है? मोबाइल पे कोई गेम खेल रहा होता है. वेट के दौरान जो है वो चहलकदमी कर रहा होता है, नाखून चबा रहा होता है, जो है ना बुरे बुरे मुंह बना रहा होता है, मुक्के लहरा रहा होता है. तो वेट में तो कोई एक्टिविटी आती ही नहीं. वेट में बहुत अदर एक्टिविटीज हैं विच आर यूज्ड टू किल द टाइम ऑफ वेटिंग. तो इंसान जो अपनी जिंदगी में सारे काम कर रहा है, फ्रॉम बर्थ टू डेथ, वी कैन से द होल लाइफ इज इक्वल टू वेटिंग. वेटिंग फॉर गुड डेज, waiting for reward in the next world. So whole life is waiting. Godot metaphorically stands for messenger, Messiah, savior, any entity that can be waited. सुहाने दिन गोडो हो सकते हैं. इंसान समझता उसकी जिंदगी, मजहब के ख्याल के मुताबिक समझता है इंसान की जिंदगी का फाइनल पॉइंट गॉड है. जिसको खुदा मिल गया उसको सब मिल गया. तो ह्यूमन बीइंग्स आर वेटिंग फॉर गोडो, मीन दे आर वेटिंग टू रीच टू गोडो. या गोडो मीन्स सेवियर, गोडो मीन फादर. बच्चे को तलाश है कि मेरा बाप मेरे मसले हल करेगा. हर कौम को तलाश है हमारा हीरो, हमारे लीडर हमारे सेव करेंगे हमें, वो गोडो है. या गोडो मीन्स द रियल सेवियर, जो इंसान को इस प्रीडिकामेंट से निजात देगा. दैट विल बी द रियल सेवियर, दैट विल बी द रियल गोडो. लिटरल मीनिंग ऑफ गोडो मीन्स बूट. लिटरल मीनिंग, लफ्जी मतलब गोडो का इन फ्रेंच लैंग्वेज दैट इज बूट. सो Beckett makes this play vague, and that keeping the words phrases vague, that is his mastery. Is based on waiting in the internal hope that tomorrow everything will be better. The two tramps, Vladimir Estragon, spent their time in the same place day after day, filling in time, waiting for things to happen. In this play, there are two acts, Act 1 and Act 2, and we see that with minor difference, Act 2 is repetition of Act 1. It means Vladimir and Estragon, they wait. They wait today, they wait yesterday, they wait tomorrow. They fill their time. यानी जब वेट कर रहे होते तो अपना टाइम तो उन्होंने पास करना है, कभी गाजर खा के, कभी बूट पहन के, कभी बूट उतार के, फिलिंग इन टाइम, जिससे हम अपने एक ऐसी वेटिंग के लिए करते हैं जिसको एंड हो जाना होता है, तो हम इसी तरह टाइम पास करते हैं और बीइंग engaged in meaningless or trivial things. So to end the final wait of this life, we are engaged, you can say, some other sort of trivialities. Audience might feel with estragon that nothing happens, nobody comes, nobody goes. It's often during the lockdown of COVID-19 that was much quoted, nothing happens, nobody comes, nobody goes. That is also the worth of a dramatist, that he can be alive in any day. In text, that's the voice of estragon. Nothing happens, nobody comes, nobody goes. It's awful. But the spirit of Beckett is highly comic, even in the face of bleakness and sameness. That is also greatness of Samuel Beckett, that he blends comic and tragic. Though tragic comedy is a genre of English drama that is pride of English culture, English tradition, but Beckett actually presents life that is tragically funny or comically tragic. That type of tragic comedy is very unique, that is seen in the works of Beckett, and I think somehow in dramas of Pinter. But the spirit of Beckett is comic in the face of bleakness and sameness. Sameness means monotony, repetition. It is the same spirit informing the absurd situation presented in the silent films of early 20th century. You can say repetition can be comic and amusing for the people, and we can recall same happen to us every day. In clock time that we distribute in 2 hours, and we say that every day has 24 hours, how many hours are spent for our purpose? And what are the things which we are bound to repeat? Beckett's characters have much in common with those played by the silent film like Charlie Chaplin and Buster Keaton. His peer Vladimir Estragon or Didi Pozo, Didi Gogo, that is also recalling peer of Laurel Hardy. Vladimir says to Estragon, you must be happy. Too, deep down, if you only knew it. Estragon, happy? What about what? Vladimir, to be back with me again. Estragon, would you say so? Vladimir, say you are. Even if it's not true. Estragon, what am I to say? Vladimir, say, I am happy. Estragon repeats, or whatever was suggested by Vladimir. I am happy. Vladimir, so am I. Estragon repeats, so am I. So when Estragon repeats, it provokes laughter. Vladimir, we are happy. In a way, Vladimir is trying to make a sense. But the way Estragon repeats, it amuses the audience. Estragon, we are happy. And then they have nothing to say. Silence. Failure of communication, potential of language to miscommunicate, that is the feature of Beckett drama. What do we do now? Know what we are happy. Know that we are happy, Vladimir, wait for Godot. What do we do now? अब क्या करें? Wait for Godot. तो wait for Godot तो वो बेचारे पहले भी कर रहे हैं, लेकिन जो wait for Godot है उसके उसमें ही तो कुछ करना होता है. उसके लिए they invent stories, they start gossips, they make jokes, they can try whatever they can. These are the tramps and they kill their time in this way. अब फिर दोनों के दरमियान जो है बातें खत्म. अब फिर टाइम तो गुजारना है, कैसे करें? अगेन दे बिगिन. आफ्टर सम साइलेंस Vladimir says things have changed since yesterday. Estragon, and if he doesn't come, क्योंकि वो एस्ट्रागोन ने कहा था हम क्या करें, तो व्लादिमीर ने कहा वेट फॉर गोडो. अब ये है कि अगर गोडो ना आया, व्लादिमीर, वी विल सी व्हेन द टाइम कम्स. दैट्स अ सेल्फ कंसोलेशन. In his later plays, Beckett reduces his theatre to its essentials from two acts in Waiting for Godot and Happy Days to one act. यानी शुरू में बैकेट ने अपने ड्रामा के 2 acts रखे थे, जैसे हैप्पी डेज में है, जैसे वेटिंग फॉर गोडो में. And then it converted into one act as in his play Endgame. Then there were 5 characters in Waiting for Godot, being Didi Gogo, Lucky Pozo, and the boy. And characters also reduced from 4, then 2, then 1, and final play of Beckett is Breath, which has no character, which is only 30-second performance. तो हम कह सकते हैं कि एक ब्रॉडर से शॉर्टेस्ट और नैरोअर की तरफ जाते जाते अपने ही ड्रामे को किस तरह से इन क्वेस्ट ऑफ प्रिसीजन ही रीच टू दैट पॉइंट. फ्रॉम 2 act प्ले टू 30-second प्ले ब्रेथ. उससे पहले कमेंट गो आता है जो तकरीबन जो है वो 5 मिनट का ड्रामा है. 3 जो है वो 3 गर्ल्स हैं एंड दे जो है दे one speaks, one goes out and other 2 are sitting. One speaks in the ear of a partner, when she whispers. Then another goes and second whisper, third whisper. This is the ultimate image of wasteland of 20th century. Mean the people are leading a life, but that life is failure of communication. That's a life of solitude. That's a life of hopelessness where characters cannot relate to them. Hamlet, who is protagonist of Shakespeare drama, and he's an icon of you can say full-blown human being, who has both the qualities of mind, a great intellectual, quality of the heart, a great poet, and a man of sword who kills his enemies. But that Hamlet appears in play Endgame as Ham, a character हेलो, वालेकुम सलाम। हाँ जी, फिर मैं कहा हाँ कोई टाइम की कोई ऐसी पाबंदी नहीं है। ਤੁਸੀਂ 6 ਵਜੇ ਦਾ ਹੀ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਕਿਹਾ ਹੋਇਆ ਹੈ ਤੇ ਵੈਸੇ ਤਾਂ ਅਮਰ ਭਾਈ ਕਹਿ ਰਹੇ ਸਨ ਕਿ ਸ਼ਾਇਦ ਜਲਦੀ ਆ ਜਾਈਏ, ਵੈਸੇ ਅਜੇ ਤੱਕ ਤੇ ਕੋਈ ਨਹੀਂ ਆਇਆ। ਚਲੋ ਸਹੀ। Ham is, you can say, a parody of Hamlet character that reduces Hamlet to a dependent being. Beckett's characters are sometimes charged with the idea of bestiality for their non-human face and their depiction of dehumanization. Beckett masterpiece, I mean, Waiting for Godot, that has theme of waiting, theme of pairing, mean one cannot survive with others. As at human levels, there is a pair of Didi and Gogo, Astragon, Vladimir, that is a pair of equal rank, that is seen a pair of friendship. यानी वो तमाम रिलेशन जिसमें दो बराबर के इंसान आपस में रिलेशन रखते हैं. इट्स एग्जाम्पल इज ट्रैम्प पेयर or pair of friends. Other is where one commands and other obeys, mean master slave pair. Pozo and Lucky. Pozo and Lucky can be example of ruler and the subject, master and slave, savior and the saved, husband and wife, and teacher and student. All the structures where one is master and other is obedient, subservient character, colonizer and colonized, and so on. And he sums up life in these two pairs. And third is there is a single character, the boy, who always comes with the message that God will not come. And that can be a ridicule of biblical tradition with where prophet comes with the message of hope, and that boy comes not with the message of hope but with a message of illusion कि आज गोडो नहीं आएगा, कल आएगा. That play, as I mentioned, has presented plight of human condition where man is not better than the status of beast. It is full of intellectual references, but they are parodied through the speech of Lucky. Certain change on, you can say, appearance of green leaves on the tree, that's not turning autumn into spring, but it may have a dim hope. Performance of this play, when it is performed with existentialist at human choice, is focused. When it is performed with absurdist, it is thought that there is no way out. we can only enjoy that absurdity, that brazen dialogue, that repetition, and that failure of communication. Communication and its failure, or communication through language and without language, is also a theme of this play, Waiting for Godot. Harold Pinter's plays have many superficial resemblance to Beckett drama, and he is often called also as a drama theater of the absurd dramatist, as मार्टिन एस्लन पॉपुलराइज्ड है। मार्टिन एस्लन ने 5 बड़े थिएटर ऑफ एब्सर्ड के ड्रामाटिस्ट बताए थे: आर्थर एडमोफ, सैमुअल बेकेट, हैरोल्ड पिंटर, जॉन जेनी और यूजीन योनेस्को। इसको आयोनेस्को भी प्रोनाउंस कर सकते हैं, योनेस्को भी कर सकते हैं। ही इज रोमानियन फ्रेंच ड्रामाटिस्ट। इन सब ड्रामाटिस्ट के ऊपर जब ये लेबल लग गया तो उससे ही वो पॉपुलर हुए। बट पिंटर्स ड्रामा इज नॉट ओनली थिएटर ऑफ द एब्सर्ड। इन हिज लेटर लाइफ ही रोट highly influential political plays: Mountain Language, The New World Order, One for the Road. These are his political dramas. They have nothing to do with theater of the absurd. But his plays like The Room, The Caretaker, The Homecoming, The Birthday Party, they are example of theater of the absurd. Like Beckett, Pinter has developed the one-act play into major theatrical form. His one-act play, The Dumb Waiter, is greatly admired, and that also present a pair, Gus and Ben, and these two characters are also waiting, the dumb waiter. But their waiting is not for Godot, but their waiting is for an order, because they are one of them is they are hired killer, and one has to kill another one, and there is a machine voice which asks to kill whom in the final scene of the play. So they are more threatened by machinery. He also wrote memory plays. Best example of Pinter's memory play is Old Times. He wrote the plays which are called landscape plays. Silence is one of his landscape plays that is thought is realized an innovative work. Pinter was also awarded Nobel Prize for Literature in 2007. 2005. His plays were presented on radio and TV as well. He was the leading dramatist of Britain. His play A Mountain Language is sometime included in BS English Punjab University course. Its focus is the conflict between Kurd and Turks, and national language or native language of Kurd is actually banned. That is called Mountain Language. That shows the title of the play, and that Mountain Language is examination of language, power and freedom. यानी कैसे ताकतवर लोग, ताकतवर हुक्मरान जो हैं, वो अपनी मर्जी की जबान जो है वो चलाना चाहते हैं. In play there are two women, one who does not know the new language. एक पुरानी